So a few months ago, I uploaded a full playthrough of Half-Life 2 for the original Xbox. It got pretty good responses, and a question dawned upon me a couple months later while I was looking at the map files for the game. So, since the original Xbox was working with a very minimal amount of memory, the maps were segmented into more maps than on PC. PC version had segmenting, but the Xbox is way more extensive, and I thought, what would happen if I replaced the maps folder on the PC version with the maps folder from Xbox? So that's what I decided to do. For those following along at home, you'll either need to download a copy of the game from the internet, or you're going to need a modded Xbox connected to your home network, a physical copy of Half-Life 2, and a computer with FTP client. I will be using FileZilla, but it doesn't matter what you choose to use. I recommend you download the game off the internet, but I, just for the fun of it, decided to rip my actual copy of the game. First, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our modded dashboard and put in Half-Life 2. So I don't have DVD to Xbox installed. I'm just going to use the DVD rip function that's built into UnleashX. Most people suggest you use DVD to Xbox instead if you intend to actually play games from your hard drive, but for our purposes, the disk rip will work just fine. Start your transfer and give it about 5 minutes. Now move over to your PC and open up FileZilla. Navigate where you ripped the copy of HL2, and you'll just need to copy the maps subfolder from the folder called Game Data. Put it somewhere on your PC. After the transfer, you can turn off your Xbox and close FileZilla. You won't need it again. And I can tell you what I did next, but it won't matter very much because it will just brick your Half-Life 2. People following along and doing what I did, just be thankful that I stopped you because putting these maps in your PC HL2 map folder will not work. I opened the game and tried to load the map, and both through the new game dialog and through typing the command in console to load the map from the middle of the game, every map I tried resulted in an engine error pop-up and a crash to the desktop. So the reason for that is because a few years ago they updated Half-Life 2 to Steam Pipe, and it now uses the Orange Box engine from Episode 2. This is Source 2007, and it's quite a bit different. Speedrunners will tell you that. The average player won't notice the difference, but anyone who enjoys fucking with the Source engine like we do will notice it. And today, we fall into that latter category because the new engine won't work for us.
What's this? I'll put it over there.
It just won't load. It makes sense, and I sort of predicted it because the original Xbox never received that update, so the Xbox version ran on Source 2004. So what about the old engine? I'm getting there. A bit of Googling later, I discovered that BitRain, whose name I recognized from a speedrun, the Dwabmov HL2 segmented run, he made a little mod called Source Unpacker that includes a source mod that allows you to run the game under the old engine. Quick install later, I'm ready to go. I will now actually show you the process of installing the maps, since this worked. Basically, you're just going to go into the maps folder of the HL2 OE mod and delete all the maps, copy the versions from the Xbox right in, and that's it. The maps are the same file format, it's just cut and paste. So you boot up the game, and you can start a new game straight away like you would normally through the dialogue. It will load, but in this situation the game skips the G-Man intro. Instead of that, it takes you straight to the train, and oh my. So yeah, textures are missing, a lot of them. Unfortunately, while most of the game works, the textures are borked all the way through. I played segments of the game through Breen, and it does not work. So, models do appear properly. I did not encounter a single red arrow sign throughout my time with the game. Some textures that are baked into the engine work still, but most of them don't. Well, as far as the actual gameplay goes, it's flawless still. The NPCs are all properly scripted to interact with the world as originally designed. The voice lines are present, as is the lip sync. And that's actually surprising because often when you move between games or versions of games, that's the first thing that messes up. The load triggers work fine too, even the ones that were found in the Xbox version only. So that suggests that the load points were baked into the maps. And I'm guessing that the rest of the scripting for like the NPCs and such was not affected because it was either baked into the maps or not affected, since the world was identical. Other than the extra save points, the maps are exactly the same. They didn't even make new areas, because normally in the PC version, like, the save points are very seamless. It's in areas where like in airlocks or such. but it doesn't happen like that on the Xbox. It's not as seamless. But yeah, none of the other scripting was affected, and the maps were identical. From what I can tell, you can play through the entirety of Half-Life 2 like this without a single hitch. Not that you really want to, but it's possible. There are still a few problems with how the game plays this way. The most obvious one is the missing textures, but play for a couple minutes and notice that the music is missing. The music was in a different folder on the Xbox version, and you may be able to restore it by simply pasting the folder into the root directory, but I'm going to try that another time. The next error is that the lighting system is completely out of whack. I don't think it's working properly at all. Initially I chalked it up to the old engine, but the game did not look this whacked out on Xbox, and it's probably something to do with missing files, and probably is a problem caused with the same thing as missing textures. I'll try and fix it whenever I try to fix textures and music, but that's for another day. So in conclusion, Half-Life 2 Xbox maps work just fine in an old engine version of the game. So if you really, really want to, you can play a worse version of Half-Life 2, with more loading screens and fewer textures. Great. You're probably going to ask, Casey, what am I supposed to do with that information? Not much. Next time on Caxi TV, I'm going to try and get textures and music working, and I'm also going to attempt to swallow a bag of fun-sized Kit Kats in one go, so don't miss it.